Hi, welcome back to Cheyenne, Wyoming Urban Gardener. This is Debbie, and in our previous video, we were transplanting all of our tomato plants and moving some of our pepper plants around and things like that. I wanted to do an update video real quickly. A lot of people wonder when you transplant plants that they will shock and maybe lose some of them and things like that. And I guess that's a little bit why they're fearful of doing their own seedlings, planting their own seeds and starting their own seedlings. But I wanted to show everybody that you can do this. It's so easy to do. These are my San Marzano tomatoes. These are seeds that I kept saved out of my San Marzano tomatoes from last season. And I planted them and I had 12 come up. I have 9 left. 3 basically kind of petered out. And then I had 9 left of the plants. They were all nice and big and healthy. You can see they're pretty good sized for how old they are. They're only a few weeks old. And it takes, a while for them to come up and stuff like that. And every once in a while you lose 1 or 2. And that's what happened. I lost 3 out of the 12. Only planted 3 small cells. And let me show you the size of the cells. They were about this size. I actually used a window type, so you can see they're not very big at all. And I planted 4 seeds in each cell. So I had 3 cells, and I had 4 each in each cell, and I lost 3, and that left me with 9. So you can see all of these. They look really great. I've only got 1 small one, this one right here, and it basically was one that came up later. And this is about 2 hours after I transplanted these, after getting the soil nice and moist and getting all these little containers. These are recycled containers. Thankful to a group that I'm on, a plant group. They went ahead and brought over lots of containers. I just ask if they have containers they don't need that were left over from plants that they've had to bring them on over to my house. Just leave them and I will deal with them. So I've had loads and loads and loads of these little containers like that. Thank goodness, because I didn't have all of the containers that went with this tiny little tray. So I had lots of people brought these over, and it made my day because it went ahead and filled this out exactly as it should be. And we got the soil nice and moist, and we transplanted all of those little tomatoes out because some of them were doubled and tripled in those little cells. Like I said, I only planted 3 small cells, 4 seeds each, ended up with 9 tomato plants, and they're all nice and healthy, nice and strong stems. And this is a couple of hours after transplant, absolutely no shock. So you can do this. And I don't even really leave a lot of the soil on the roots when I bring them out of the cell and I get them transplanted. I separate them out and I just make sure that the soil that they're going into is nice and damp. Not soaked, but damp. And that will keep these seedlings nice and healthy and keep them from shocking so much. And when these get transplanted out, they will get transplanted again before they go outside, and they will get into larger containers. Then I will actually layer compost into the soil. Right now they're just in a potting mix, and this is a brand called Master Garden from Menards. And they love the soil because it's nice and fine and they don't have any sticks in it. I do not like chunky, sticky soil. So we use a nice, fine variety of potting soil. And I get these bags of soil, and they last me for a really long time because I'm really careful with the soil. If I have any soil that's on the roots and that comes off, I make sure that's in a container so I don't lose a whole lot of the soil. So anyway, you can see here that it didn't shock. And again, I'm in Cheyenne, Wyoming, so it's Garden Zone 5A, 5B. We're not anywhere near time to put these out into our garden until sometime around the last week of May or first week of June. And then we will start getting these out into the garden, or actually probably even into containers, large containers, because I may not be putting a lot of tomatoes in the garden this season and just putting them in containers along with a couple of other things. So that gets it moved out of the garden. I have more space to do more things with in ground in the garden. I'm going to be doing okra this season in containers as well. So we're going to see how all of that is going to do. I think it'll do fine. Layering compost, that's a trick. So anyway, all of this looks fantastic, and I won't keep everybody on. I just want to give a little bit of an update of those nice tomato plants that we transplanted out. Again, these are the San Marzanos. And we also have, I'll show you here in just a moment. And we also have all of these. We've got tomatillos here, the Gigante tomatillos. I have 5 of those. I did have 7, again, 3 little cells, and I actually only planted 1 seed each in those cells because I kind of wanted to leave them in the cells, but they're getting so big so quick and they just needed a little bit more room. So I went ahead and got them transplanted into this, and I have 5 remaining out of the 7. And we've got super beefsteak tomatoes here. You can see all of these through here. I had quite a few of those. 13 are remaining out of those. And again, that was only 3 cells. That's the same kind of 3 cells that I did. And I've got those all transplanted into here now. And then we have some Berkeley tie-dye. I only had 5 remaining out of those. Those had really bad germination for some reason. I got the seeds on Etsy. I wouldn't say really, really bad. Basically, I got probably 70% germination because I only did 3 cells on those 2. And I did not have enough seed. There was a really small container of seed. So I didn't have a whole lot of seed in those, so I did not do more than 2 in each of those cells. So to have 5 out of the 6, that's pretty good, I guess. So we have those, and I actually have more seed planted, so there's more of those that'll be coming on very, very soon. And I've gotten these moved around a little bit. So we have some, oh goodness, Kellogg's breakfast tomatoes here, and we've got exactly 6, but one had 2 in it, so I went ahead and moved one of those over here, and it was actually pretty small. So that guy came up a little bit later, I think. And then I've still got some more here that I got to transplant out. You can see there's 2 and 3 in each one of these little guys, and this is the black crim. So we have loads and loads of tomatoes, and this is not going to be it. We're going to be transplanting a whole lot more when they start coming up because we have 2 more flats of seeds that are started. So we've got lots of cherry tomatoes, and then I still have yellow pear tomatoes to separate out as well. But thankfully, so far, I am somehow maintaining it. I've got 2 more here and another here that I can fill up with some more tomato plants. Just trying to keep them under control because I don't have huge amounts of space, and we will do what we have to try to keep all these little seedlings going and keep them in some sunlight and not have to worry about getting grow lights and things like that. So they're looking fantastic. They've actually perked up quite a bit just from transplanting, and these tomatillos actually have really perked up because they were all kind of bent over and everything. And I noticed that I had let my tray over here, this is one that came out of, dry out a little bit. So I need to get this back wet, and I'm going to plant some more seeds because I just put the soil back in here, and we're going to plant some more seeds in here and get those started out. And I need to separate out these little celery plants. Not every cell came up. Germination quality on celery is not the best in the world, but we will get these transplanted around, fill up all of these little cells, and get these thinned out a little bit. So anyway, looking great. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell for notices on new videos as they come out. And if you're getting your seeds started in Wyoming, it doesn't matter where in Wyoming that you are, I'd love to hear from you. So leave a comment down below, and we'll see what all you're doing. Let me know. We'll see you in the next one.